Season 2, Episode 14. This series is a platform to share growth and opportunities in various business segments. In our growth series today, we have with us Mr. Parag Bhatia, owner and director at Laborate Pharmaceuticals Limited. Hi Parag, welcome to our growth series and nice to have you in our series.
Hey Pankaj, how are you doing here?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, thank you for having me over here.
So we start with our curiosity, and our first curiosity is since you belong from the pharmaceutical industry, what are the growth prospects of the pharmaceutical industry and how it is working towards making a sustainable future?
That's actually a good one. Firstly, I'll just like to say that pharmaceutical industry as a whole, it's an evergreen sunshine industry. It's always shining. It's always shining, and it's always rising. It is always going up. And no matter whatever the circumstances may happen, and no matter whatever the situation may be created, the wonderful part about this industry as a whole is it will always find its opportunities and the growth prospects. So at the moment, if I just talk about the basic figures of pharmaceutical sector, I'll talk about the Indian pharmaceutical market more because that excites me, and Laborate Pharmaceutical more because we are part of it and part of the genre of that more. So the Indian pharmaceutical market at the moment is sitting at 3.5 lakh crore rupees. We last year we closed at 3.5 lakh crores approx, and
Mhm.
we've been averagely growing at minimum 20% per annum, and
Mhm.
that's an average base happening throughout. And the prediction by 24-25, the volume of the entire pharmaceutical market will actually go up to 500,000 crore rupees. So that's 5 lakh crore rupees. And
Mhm.
the growth prospect within the industry, it's enormous. It's always the different sizes and different prospects where the industry level is growing. At the moment, Indian market is actually the third largest market in the entire world. Indian pharmaceutical company, pharma products are third largest in the entire world in terms of the volume. But in the value, we're doing 14th. So that gives a very good perspective about how Indians are actually working around the growth perspective, and how Laborate as well is working around is basically making a good quality medicine, but making sure it is approaching each and every individual at an affordable price. So that is a very, very uh, the common arena at Laborate as well we are following. And in Laborate, it's a very common belief, like every individual, it's a very common belief that uh, medicines and healthcare, it's not a, it's not a privilege for any individual. It's a right of each and every individual. Like every individual should get a good quality medicine and at an affordability. So
True.
we talk about the rickshawala who's working hard the entire day and going ahead, lacking the nutrition in his body to support him in terms of his daily nutritional power and daily well-being. In
Mhm.
case we talk about interior towns of the country, interior towns of the entire world.
Mhm.
Every deeper penetration has a very good growth perspective with us. So
True.
just to come back to your question exactly, the lot of segments with pharma sector is a very vast sector. There are a lot of opportunities. The biosimilar products. There is medical devices. Then there are different sectors. But personally, in Laborate, what we really believe that there are two opportunities which are wonderful way they're coming onto us and they're coming onto the market, and we at Laborate are trying our best to capture that. So one of them is, as we all are aware at the moment, due to COVID-19 pandemic.
Mhm.
So it was one of the worst nightmare for every one of us. Like
True.
you, me, my personal life, my family, everyone. It was the worst nightmare. But
Mhm.
however, it gave one good part for the Indian pharmaceutical industry. The byproduct of that happened. So that was when, due to COVID pandemic, India came out to be the country of trust,
Mhm.
the country of where people around the globe. no matter whichever country it is. You consider the country like Guatemala. The population size is very minimal, and Guatemala people don't really connect to Indians that much. You
Mhm.
talk about Venezuela, Guatemala, African, European. So all the countries uh, had a very good perception about Indian and Indian medicines after the COVID pandemic, because Indians were able to help in terms of the vaccines. If I talk about India was able to help the entire world in catering the supply, demand, and not only vaccine, the post treatment. HCQs were very commonly sent that time. There was a ban by government in between, but yeah, HCQs, azithromycin, paracetamol, all the factors,
Mhm.
lot of opportunity which sprang that time, and people really got a hang on Indian medicines that time. So they loved the quality of Indian products. They love the quality of our products. They enjoy the best part they enjoy is services, affordability, the prices we work on, the motive we work on is affordability. So at Laborate, we are really trying our best to capture the international market, and we're currently operating in 55 countries. And within past 1 year, we opened up like 20 of them. So we were operating 35 12 months back. Now we are operating on 55 countries, and our target by next year end is to operate across over 100 countries, and we are building up a new facility to help claim the facts. So I feel exports and international business, deeper penetration into the markets like Japan, China, Russia. Russia has become like Indian Russian become even stronger relationship now.
Mhm.
Uh, even Sri Lanka. All these countries are looking up to India for pharmaceutical products, and that's a good perspective. And second, if I talk about a very good uh, growth perspective, remains in the generic pharmaceutical segment. So Laborate is actually currently the India's biggest pure generic company. So we don't approach doctors. We don't ask doctors, please prescribe a medicine. So ask the patient to take this. So we don't approach those factors. Where we actually approach, we have a good quality product at a very affordable price, and we give it to the people, to the retailer. We go to the chemist, we go
Mhm.
to the pharmacist, and we ask them, we request them, oh, you see, this particular product, if it is costing, suppose 100 rupees a treatment per day, we cut down the cost to like 10 rupees or 8 rupees per day, and
Mhm.
it pass on the benefit to the end patient, so that they're able to actually control their pockets and actually get benefited from the product itself. So, and in past couple of years, if I say like 4 5 years, if I go back, there's been a very good understanding for around the people, even the doctors now,
Mhm.
and all the top scientists, including a prime minister who himself is trying to promote generic medicine in India
Mhm.
by the name of Jan Aushadhi.
Mhm.
Even trying to go ahead and promote generic medicine. And every year, when I said 20% the market is growing, generics is growing by 35%.
Mhm.
The other part of the market, the branded and all those factors are growing way less. So the average comes out to be 20%. So the generic business model has a very good option and opportunity in coming time. So that remains a very good growth model for the entire pharmaceutical industry. And yeah, so the second you asked for sustainability, right?
Yeah.
Sustainable future. See, pharmaceutical is a market and industry. It is a kind of an industry we feel really proud to be connected to it. The major reason is, as an industry, we're not just working hard to just turn around the business and mint money out of it. As an industry, the first conscious effort for each and everyone, particularly in Laborate, if I'll say, is to actually go around and help people and take care of the medication in need at the time of the requirements. So even in due to when the COVID pandemic happened in India, how we created a sustainability that time, we were actually able to manufacture in bulk, in
Mhm.
huge quantity, due to
Mhm.
our good massive manufacturing units. We were able to manufacture in good quantity the medicines which were required, like azithromycin. We did HCQs, we did the favipiravir. We manufacture like the from basic paracetamol to anything which we could ever able to do it. So last year, if you would have remember, there were a lot of like remdesivir was a news that it is in shortage, and only those medicines were in news which Laborate Pharmaceutical was not making. So what we try to do is create a sustainability in terms of actually supplying the goods into the market. And today, I proudly say that last year, with our constant effort and constant agreeability within the company, we were, I would minimum say that we were able to save at least 20,000 lives in the
No,
last COVID.
that's a huge number,
So
and
and that's been very like I'm saying it on a very lower note, because the amount of medication we were able to help that time. And Pankaj, I say it with very proudness. At that time, the company board meeting happened, and everyone was like, "Okay, so this is an opportunity to either make money or either go around and take care of the people who are living in this country and who are actually dying day by day." So
mhm.
the entire board just go money. There's always an option to earn money. Leave it. We don't need to focus on that. Just focus on serving the society at this moment. Just serve the
Mhm.
society and do good for the society. So we
Mhm.
worked on no profit, no loss in
Mhm.
the entire COVID pandemic.
Mhm.
No
Mhm.
money to be earned. Just whatever is the cost of making, we're selling the goods at that, so
Mhm.
that the end consumer is getting the benefit.
Mm,
So yeah.
that's wonderful, Parag. That's wonderful. In fact, Parag, when you talked about that, generic pharmaceutical segment and the kind of things which you said, even at the lower, at a very humble pricing, you're talking about 20,000 people, life saved, and I'm sure it could be more in number. But that ethos, that culture, that sense of thought, when you talk about the people, saving lives of the people at such a critical time, wherein nobody thought about such a devastating disaster could come in face of the times of human lives. And we might have seen after 100 years this kind of disaster coming in. Earlier it was way back in 1916, 1917. So hats off to you and your organization. We've worked so hard, ensured whatever benefits or whatever help you could provide to the people, and you have given them. Would also like to probably have an understanding from you is, when you talked about that quality products at a every door affordable price, share it to the retailers, ensuring that it goes to the last mile. How innovative, or what are the innovations happening in the organization? I'm talking more from the pharmaceutical industry point of view, not limiting my talks to the elaborate part. And how is this industry creating direct and indirect employment opportunities?
Uh, See, pharmaceutical market is actually one of the few industry which always needs to be on its toes and constantly innovate the products, the way of procedure of work in order to serve the mankind better. And if I talk about a basic person. There are always there are R&D setups, which are research and development setups,
Mhm.
which are created within the companies, and which even Laborate as per se has created one. And lot of all good pharmaceutical companies. It's a very ethical business. It's a very
Mhm.
ethical and genuine business model, where a lot of good pharmaceutical company in as an overall basis, they have created their research and development labs inside the and they're constantly working on developing new molecules and making sure providing the good molecule and the good solution uh, as quick as possible in a but doing it in the right in the all the scientific manners and covering all the parameters that it is not causing negative impact to the body. So at the moment, if I say a lot of news, we just spoke about COVID. So I'll just give you an example. Like Indian pharmaceutical market, there was Covaxin, created in India, made in India. It
Hmm.
was an innovation done in India, and that too within 6 months.
True.
Where a trial takes like 5 years, with an expedited trial, they did within 6 months, 7 months, they were able to create a vaccine to help
Hmm.
people. And
Hmm.
like that, there are a lot of newer molecules which are coming up in the market. There's one negative part about the antibiotics we take. I'll
Hmm.
say. Uh, our body becomes more resistant to the antibiotics we are taking with coming time. So we always need to be innovative and change and make an antibiotic which will not impact the body immunity that way, and create a newer molecule which will help the medicine and the body combine to fight the infections. So those kind of new innovations are constantly coming up. Then there's innovation which we did right now is we take a painkiller. All of us take a painkiller sometime or the other in our life, but the painkiller has a basis of the dissolving power in the body.
Hmm.
When we take, usually a painkiller starts affecting 30 minutes to 45 minutes in the body. So
Okay.
what model we try to innovate, and we same painkiller, same
Hmm.
diclofenac and paracetamol, same
Hmm.
thing. But
Hmm.
what we innovated and what we did great was create the same diclofenac and paracetamol in a fast dissolving base,
Hmm.
and the fastest in the entire globe. So
Hmm.
what happens the moment you take in the medicine, within 2 to 3 minutes, the pain starts to get subside,
Hmm.
and the person immediately gets relief of the medication immediately. And
Hmm.
so these are the kind of innovation we are always working towards, and the entire industry, as per se, are always working towards. Then there's another now there's a good part which is coming towards is nanoparticles.
Hmm.
Earlier, the convention were tablets, capsules, ointments, whatever were being consumed.
Hmm.
The absorption power of the same were not very high due to the particle sizes and the compaction of the same. So the new innovation is going around, research and development is going around, where
Hmm.
the nano particles are being made, and
Hmm.
we are breaking the bigger thing into even a smaller cluster, so that the it goes into the deeper into the muscle when the
Hmm.
pain is there, or it goes deeper into the kidney when the kidney medication is there, whatever medication, it
Hmm.
goes deeply into that and just get the thing out, get the
Hmm.
infection out, get the problem out, whatever the requirement is. So um, just get that thing. That is one part. Industry is constantly innovating. Another, the government is actually doing good right now in
Hmm.
trying to do good, but it's not executed.
Hmm.
Is the problem with Indian pharmaceutical market at the moment is uh, 70% of the
Hmm.
raw material, that is API, active pharmaceutical ingredient,
Hmm.
or also known as bulk drug, so are actually imported in India from China.
Okay.
So all this stuff, the raw material is actually coming out from China, and every one of us knows the geopolitical condition between India and China.
True.
And we say we are the pharmacy of the world. We say we are the third biggest manufacturers in the pharmaceutical markets, and we're going to be the number one or number two. But the biggest competition in the world we face from is China, and we are dependent on China for our APIs and the bulk drugs.
Hmm.
So what the government is, I'll appreciate the government's effort in that, and I just hope that the things get materialized quickly. So what the government is doing, that they taking the China model and they're implementing it in India, and the bulk drug parks basically. They're creating bulk drug parks, or they have provision of creating over 10 bulk drug parks around the country, which will help. Even manufacturer like us, even the people around, whoever wants to invest or just be in the market, so to be there and manufacture the same thing which we are importing from China, reducing the burden on the Chinese products, and making it in India. So that will really help in cutting down the cost of the product, quicker delivery of the products, and attaining our very competitive advantage throughout the globe. So and all as we all know, the dollar's depreciating, so it'll help improve the dollar rate as well, because the net exports will be more, and the things will happen in a better way. So there's a lot of I can go and on about innovation in pharmaceutical market, but I'll not bore you to it. So
Parag, you just talked about a lot of innovations happening, and you talked about how we are decreasing our reliance on other nations and becoming more of a self-sufficient nation. When you talk about becoming Atmanirbhar Bharat, even on APIs, decreasing the cost of our, that would help decrease the cost of our products and serve the people even more better. You also talked about how pharmaceutical industry is actually taking many steps towards innovation and helping the patient so that they get relief a little more early, compared to what they used to get earlier. That's one part of the story. When you talk about I'm sure when you talk about other things, such as, let's say, you know employment, or direct or indirect employment, and I'm sure, when you talk about pharmaceutical industries, it's so many, it's itself is a huge ocean, starting from the APIs to procurement, to actually manufacture, selling, and obviously things later. How do you see the you know uh, increase in direct and indirect employment by pharmaceutical
so
industry?
so so I'll tell you one thing, that the Indian pharmaceutical sector contributes 7% of the Indian GDP,
Hmm.
and it's constantly increasing. The contribution towards the GDP and the entire ratio is constantly increasing. Now, what we have really, I'll not talk about the industry level because I'm not aware of the numbers at the moment, but I'll just talk about Laborate. Laborate is one decent sized company in the entire market. We are in top 25, but not even there's so many big fishes, and the pharmaceutical market is like there are around 10,000 pharmaceutical companies in the country.
True, true.
10,000 pharmaceutical companies in the country. We as Laborate have 5,000 family members working inside Laborate.
Oh, wonderful.
In the company, there are 5,000 people, white collared, blue collared jobs, and out of 5,000, 4,000 are on payroll.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's a lot of opportunities in the pharmaceutical trade. There's marketing, there is definitely the finance and logistic, definitely there. Then there's an opportunity for all the B pharmas and the M pharmas in the production aspect, in the regulatory documentations aspects, because pharmaceutical sector has been a more of regulated. It is airlines and pharmaceutical are two most regulated markets in the entire world, because it's medicine or you fly. So they both are highly regulated. So there are a lot of regulation requirements which we need to do. So the regulatory department is there. Then quality control, quality analysis, quality department is different. Then there are a lot of job opportunities we creating for the sales force. Lot of job opportunities in different aspects, and this is just the direct part I'm talking about. Now, one, I'll say, if we are making one strip of tablet, I'll just take this tablet, this is just in front of me. So if we're making one strip of tablet, so there are a lot of things which goes inside this. So there's
True.
definitely bulk drugs, which if India starts making, then the employment opportunity will automatically boom.
Hmm.
And the CPNs, every, I'll talk about basic thing. Every product, even if it is a basic salt, has minimum 7 to 8 excipients or the API. So,
Hmm.
and every the plant is different, manufacturing
Hmm.
unit is different, so they are making an indirect employment for pharmaceutical trade. They're making that. So now
Hmm.
I talk about, this is a PVC. Okay, so
Hmm.
PVC, there's a different manufacturing unit, and
Hmm.
all those manufacturing unit are creating like 100 people employment each, and
Hmm.
we are already dealing with so many. Then this is an aluminium foil. So the foil, they're creating more opportunities of indirect investment. Then there's a unit carton, multi carton, shipper box. So there are a lot of packing which goes into the pharmaceutical, and then there is also the consultants in the pharmaceutical trade which go around well, and there are a lot of vendors we are actually dealing with, the financial and the technical basis. So I'll say pharmaceutical market has always been on its upfront basis to help people grow their lives, help people understand a have a good value of life and the quality of life. That this sector provides that. This sector provides growth. This sector provides a good technical knowledge. This sector provides a very good ambitious life forward. So I'll say there wouldn't be any other sector I would be in. So I'm happy. And
This
this always gives good opportunities for people to come on board.
Parag, you talked a lot about the employment opportunities, creating both the direct and indirect, and you gave an example of your organization as well. How your organization itself is creating a lot of valuable employment for the people, be it people of whatever levels. One good thing which we find about pharmaceutical industry is pharmaceutical industry gives employment people at all the levels. Okay, may not be only people at the top, but even people at the bottom level of the pyramid are able to get the bread and butter from this particular industry. So that it goes up, it goes up. You are contributing to ensure the lives of the people are well maintained. Going forward. After this elaborate discussion, we would move forward to our rapid fire questions now.
Sure, there's a rapid fire. Great.
So in this rapid fire round, we will be having 10 questions. You have to answer a question in a maximum of a sentence. We would appreciate it if it is of one word.
Sure.
Ready?
Yeah. Always.
Okay. So the first question: describe yourself in 3 words.
Okay. Focused, aggressive, and I'll say lovable.
If a movie was made on your life, what genre would it be?
Will definitely be thriller.
Thrill. Who is your role model?
I'll say my dad and my chachu. That's my uncle. So yeah, both of them have been guiding me.
Your favorite summer activity?
Being around water, pool, ocean, river, whatever.
Okay. What is the strangest thing you have ever eaten? I mean, done or eaten, whatever.
I'll eat and I'll have to say octopus. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite place for family outing?
And definitely Switzerland. Definitely wonderful place.
A passion which you would love to follow?
I'm actually living my passion. It's my work. So
Okay. So your work is your passion.
yeah.
What is one thing you would never give up? Come what
Mm,
may.
I'll say my family. So that's most important.
Say family is your strength.
Yeah.
Do you have pets?
Oh yeah. Two dogs.
What's your favorite fast food?
Burger. Pizza, burger.
So these were pretty straight answers from you, all 10 on 10 to you, Parag. And you did not have to, think around it. Looks more of a reflex action. So
It has to be whatever comes to your mind first. So are you giving me a hamper now?
you'll get it. You'll get it. So after this rapid fire questions, we'll move on. We move on to a last curiosity, which is about you as a leader, Parag. And you did talk about the growth opportunities, and you talk about the innovations happening. You talked about the employment opportunities, and also the kind of sustainable future the pharmaceutical industry is going to have in future. But when you talk about you as a leader, there are many things which comes into picture, and people would definitely like to hear from you is, and you have been very pretty excited while talking to us in this particular growth series, and we did understand about the nitty gritties of how you explain different things, so that it is people are able to understand even if they do not belong from pharmaceutical industry. So what excites you to serve people better, be it your people working for your organization or be it people affected by the medicine you produce?
Of course. So I'll be the first thing, the greatest thing which really inspires me to work hard and inspires me to work aggressively and serve my customers, my people who are my family members who are working in Laborate better, and the people all around, the patients, is the first thing that drives me more is the love I get when I do even a small thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment the leadership style which I've been taught from my father and my uncle is basically, uh, we as an individual is basically, we hardly sit in office. So we are usually in the market, and we usually try to understand the market perspective, the customer perspective, everyone's understanding, and the kind of love and the kind of passion they tend to give us as Laborate. It's tremendous. It's wonderful. It's out of the world. We go there. We just go there to understand the market, and they'll welcome us with an open heart, and they'll explain us. Okay, you're doing this good. This is superb. This is very great. You need to improve on this. Why don't you launch this particular product, which is running well in the market? Why do you do R&D on this? So
Mm-hmm.
our customers and our the people who are working inside Laborate as well are basically the driving force of Laborate. So we've always considered. Alongside me, I've always considered every individual as a family member. So and they themselves have considered to be part of Laborate the same way. We have the highest retention rate in the entire industry.
Mm-hmm.
So the maximum number of people just tend to stay along, take along 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. They want to, they're happy staying along. We have around 4,000 customers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very proud to say, at least 3,500 out of them, for them, 3,500 people, their favorite company will be Labrador.
Oh,
So is
wonderful.
that. So so that is the kind of love we get from them. So the moment you get little love and you get more affection, so you're all set to go and help them serve, be on the toes all the time, and help them serve better, and increase our the involvement in the working arena, and accustomed to their needs, their requirements. So that's more about it. That the customer love, the people's love, the patient who are taking a medicine have healed themselves as a to be a healthier person, healthier people. So all the stakeholder, there's a very good environment in the workplace, and I guess the family bonding, the family feeling around the entire office, the market, and the love we get, the customer response also which we get from the different doctors' response. We don't approach doctors. We never approach doctors and we ask them to write our medicines. But the doctors have started now getting involved in elaborate uh, business on their own, because they've gained a good level of trust and respect for the company. And personally, I've always learned to uh, understand one thing from my uncle, basically, is that the company, whatever company is it, whatever sector it is,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter pharmaceuticals or steel or whatever sector it is, the company, any company, whoever thinks about increasing their customer profit
Mm-hmm.
will be the company who will always will be loved and will always grow.
True.
So
True.
the first thing you need to focus on how you can increase your customer profitability. If you are
Mm-hmm.
able to do that,
Mm.
the moment you are able to do that, you are set on a good pattern, and you'll set definitely for a growth. So that's the motto we abide by, and that's the motto we live by. Yeah.
Parag, your passion for work is seen in your words, and you connect with people and customers. is unparalleled. You talked about the kind of culture you have with your organization and how you view your people and also the customers and whatever comes in the life cycle of your product. Thank you so much for being part of this growth series, Parag. And it was a pretty straight conversation with you, wherein you gave a lot of insights, a lot of knowledge, and shared a lot of wisdom to our viewers. Thank you so much for being a part of VYAPT Growth Series.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you for having me. It was lovely talking to you today, and thank you to the audience whoever was watching it, if there's any you. And thank you everyone for this wonderful opportunity, and we will surely connect. Keep in touch, Pankaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you.